So let's get started. Hello and welcome to Dice Mischief. I am your DM, Cody Julia. I use he, they pronouns and lethal force. Miloh, who are
I am
you?
second guessing my involvement in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think Miloh,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be saying who you
Oh.
are.
Oh shit, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I'm Miloh, he, him. I can be found in various corners of many sewers and other liminal spaces. I'm playing Bel'na, our resident hobgoblin paladin, who goes by she, they. And she deserves to be protected at all costs.
Truly.
Correct.
She
Correct.
really
Okay.
does. Kenji.
You'll have to.
Oop,
Okay,
sorry.
Kenji.
It's me. I'm Kenji. My name is Kenji. I use they them pronouns, and trains are my enemy number one. You can find me on Twitter somewhere.
Now, we don't have time to unpack all of that.
Alrighty, and Zelda.
Hi, I am Zelda, and I was trying to think of a funny joke about trains and me having one, and therefore being Kenji's enemy, but I cannot think of one. I am lame, and I deserve to be dishonorably punished, or whatever the words are. Hi, I'm Zelda. I use she/her pronouns, and I'm playing Fenian, he, him, and he is our resident human wizard. Blade singer, to be specific, so he will do the anime stab thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm
shit.
pretty sure there's a
Uh,
there's a Mugen train joke to be made in there somewhere.
I'm so mad I didn't catch that. I didn't get that. Oh, I'm actually mad at myself for that.
Fucking
No.
clowned on.
Oh man, Kenji, go ahead with what you were saying.
oh, I
Fuck
was
you,
just saying,
Kenji
I
becomes a train.
I just forgot to say I'm playing David, the Earth Genasi sorcerer.
He's a boy. He's
Yeah,
a lad.
he's male. It's true.
He's
He'll show
occasionally
you,
a
but
stinky
only if you ask
bastard man.
nicely. Yep.
Alright, and lastly but not leastly, Kris, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Kris, and I'm in Walmart, so if you hear strange things, I'm so sorry. I use he, him pronouns in the most non-binary of ways. I play Djeda, who uses she, her pronouns in the most feminine of ways. And I just saw a Post Malone Funko Pop in person, so now I have to go into a barbarian's rage.
I would own a Post Malone Funko Pop. I don't like Post Malone or Funko Pops, but that seems like the sort of cursed item that you use to guard your lair.
You are my enemy. You are my enemy.
Kicks and bites and kicks and bites.
I once famously said that if I ever saw a Post Malone Funko Pop in person, I would lose my mind.
Well, luckily you didn't have much of a mind left to lose.
Everybody. Oh damn.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll be here all week.
No, you will be here for the next 4 hours. Yeah.
I think you need to leave.
As far as you know.
Yeah.
Miloh and I are trapped in Cody's basement. Please send help.
Can I sign up for that? I don't want to work for a living anymore.
It's a furnished basement.
You think we don't work down here?
Oh shit, that's right.
I've already tried to chew off my leg that was chained to the floor, but it was the wrong leg, so
I have them just like churning out little gay fan fiction about our character.
Yeah.
Ah.
Accurate.
No, I thought you were gonna say you have them churning out the content for the world, and it's like gonna be like, oh, that's why it sucks so bad, and burn all of you at once.
Damn, that would have been. Damn, that's really mean.
I
Time
cast
to
I'm
turn
fire.
on your
100%
location. I just want to talk.
Heavy /s at the end /j's at the end of all of my statements. Okay.
I will put aside my feud with trains to come to your house.
Oh God. If I'm not here for the next session, you guys know what happened.
Feud temporarily ended with trains. Now Zelda is my new worst enemy.
Hang on, wait, Zelda, why didn't you make a Spirit Tracks joke?
Because I am a useless piece of garbage who can't think of funny jokes.
Incorrect. You are not a
First
useless.
Mugen Train, now this.
You're not a useless piece of garbage. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Okay, y'all. Let's stop beating each other up for a sec. What are we doing today, Cody?
First, I'm getting the Asdif movie I Like Train song out of my head. And once I've achieved that, I will be introducing y'all to the current scenario. And the scenario is this. Where last we left this adventure, everyone had a nice day at the mall. It was fun. We got Orange Julius. Strange
I didn't
man.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Wait. We did blood magic in the gender-neutral bathroom of the Orange Julius.
We sure fucking did.
Who the fuck is Julius and why is he orange?
Don't worry about it.
He ate too many carrots.
A strange man with jaundice gave you all a tarot reading. It was chill. It didn't change anyone's life.
Not at all. David is currently totally okay and not having a panic attack in the corner.
He's having a time. His destiny changed.
Belt, I think
Oh,
for some odd reason, I think out of all of who had their fortunes told, I think Bel'na is the most calm about it.
Yeah, Bel'na got a good one.
hey, Djeda never got her fortune told. Can we start with that?
Unfortunately, we've already eaten the Sanrio Warlock.
Can we do it retroactively? Come on, do this for me.
I think
We conceivably can. However, I would like to start with Djeda, but not necessarily in that scenario.
Oh, interesting. I'm frightened.
Djeda,
Uh-huh.
you, what do you think Djeda was doing while the others were dicking about in the marketplace? Dicking about somewhere else in the marketplace, or?
She had a very specific errand to run at Westwall University.
A worm?
A worm.
What is that errand?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? The errand is that she was, she already knows that Werner Huxley, who has been revealed to be her missing husband, Elric Steiner, pardon me, briefly taught at Westwall University, but now no longer does. However, she still decided to pay a visit in order to learn what the fuck he was doing there.
I think you're able to glean some information without rolling for it. He was a research associate with the alchemy department, obviously. That is his area of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of blew in from out of town and demonstrated aptitude for the job in some way that the receptionist that you initially speak to doesn't really know.
Okay.
Werner apparently, he didn't teach directly. He was, like I say, on the research side of things. And, I'd like you, or rather, I suppose Kenji, since Kenji's the one accessing the character sheet today, to
Who's
roll,
asking me a question? What are we rolling?
roll Djeda an investigation check to see just what else she's able to glean about Werner Huxley's time at Westfield University. Alright, a 16 is pretty darn good. He was reclusive. His research seems to be regarding the regenerative capabilities of certain dungeon fauna and flora.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he had some very promising project going on under his authority regarding mushrooms, oddly enough.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Mushroom dance. Mushroom dance.
What
There
could
are
it
a number.
possibly mean?
What could it possibly? Yeah, apparently there are a number of fungal life forms that live in the dungeon that some of them have sapience. There are myconids down there. But his area of study was primarily in the non-sentient kind of mushroom. That there's several varietals that seem to grow down there with very little nutrient support, very little, much of anything really to seemingly keep them alive. And the mystery of the nature of those mushrooms is kind of a big deal. 3 months ago, he tendered his resignation effective immediately and just kind of up and left. No one seems to know why or what prompted it, which is the same thing said twice.
That's strange. Wait, to quote the illustrious Cardi B, that's suspicious. That's weird. But that doesn't surprise her. As suspicious as it is, it doesn't surprise Djeda at all.
Fair.
It's like she like expected that. By now, she knows that her husband has a penchant for disappearing at inopportune time.
Tangentially related, for the longest time I thought that word was pronounced punchon, like it was a foreign word or something, like some kind of like French pronunciation.
It could. Who knows? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I have been known to fuck up a word or two on occasion.
Fucked up a word or two in my time.
Might fuck around and find out. Might butcher a language. I don't know.
Being an English major does not exempt me from being bad at fucking words.
The only thing it does is make it worse.
This makes you self-aware
Anyway.
about the fact that you're fucking up words, really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, if that's all I can really learn from the university, then Djeda will go on her way and return to the party.
All right. You do gain one additional little bit of insight. Werner was known to hang around with some of the people from the illusionist department. Apparently, he commissioned some sort of thing for them that... or from them, rather. That he never arrived to pick up prior to moving on.
Oh, is that so?
That is so.
Then Jada's going to make a detour by the illusion department.
All right. The illusion department is... I'm debating on whether or not I should take a page out of our friend Dran's book and have it all be like wacky theme architecture.
I think that you should, because I thought the wacky theme architecture was awesome.
All right. You step through the door of the illusion department, and then you find
The illusion department is lined entirely in funhouse mirrors.
Oh, God.
You step through the door, and there's another door in front of you, which you step through. And then you step through another door. And after a moment of this, a scruffy-looking, kind of haggard Eladrin steps up to you and says, "Sorry, ma'am, you need a visitor's pass or else the illusion just kind of loops on itself. Very sorry. I can get that for you."
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm not going to be here for long. I'm just here to pick something up.
Well then, I can escort you. Are you comfortable taking my hand? It's kind of necessary to be in physical contact with someone as a pass.
Oh, of course. She'll take his hand without protest.
All right. He leads you through the door and into a spacious reception area. It is lined with mirrors, but they're not necessarily funhouse mirrors. They're more, they show you various things, like ideal versions of yourself. Here's you with an Instagram filter. Here's Clarendon. That sort of thing.
That's fun. That's fun.
But after a little bit of asking around, one of the TAs reveals that they have had a package waiting for Werner. It's just kind of been sitting under the reception desk, not really going anywhere. It's pretty small. It's less than a foot cube.
That must be it. Mr. Huxley has been away on business and hasn't been able to pick up his package, but luckily, I'll be able to do that for him.
Kenji, roll Djeda some deception.
Ooh. By the way, Djeda, I don't know if it matters. I didn't look that hard at your sheet, but you do have inspiration right now.
Yeah, I'd like to use that.
You don't need it.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't need it. That there was a 22.
Perfect.
Alright, yeah, this TA looks kinda tired and kind of, disengaged, in all honesty, so he just kinda hands it over. Like, yeah.
Djeda curtsies politely, says, "Thank you very much," and turns back to the scruffy-looking guy to be escorted out of the place.
And forcibly removed from the Applebee's.
Alright, and so you are. He thanks you politely, and then gets a little look on his face like something is bugging him, and says, sorry, I've just received a sending from the dorms. Listen,
Oh,
you wouldn't happen to... You're some sort of associate of Professor Huxley, aren't you? Or Dr. Huxley, or...
yes.
Is wherever he went hiring?
I'll have to look into that for you. In the meantime, you can see Doc Lloyd Belovich. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's taking on positions right now.
I'll have to look into that. Being a hall warden sucks.
Oh, bless your soul. Yes, Doc Lloyd is absolutely hiring, and he could use someone who does have experience with management of individuals.
Thank you for the information. I never see another Sayari again.
It was just a lemon.
Smiles.
Signs up with Doc Lloyd. David walks in, says, "Oh, this is your new teammate."
David walks in and the guy's just like, damn it, and he just grabs his hat and throws it on the ground.
He's just like, no, not this shit again, and he just leaves.
So
Jada,
Djeda,
yes,
you're making your way downtown, walking fast,
Yes.
faces past, you're fortress bound.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
As you are getting toward your destination, you happen to pass by a newsstand where there's an interesting article on the front page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now going to display a handout. I'll have to read it to you.
Yes, please read it to me, Father.
A newspaper article from the Sister City Tribune detailing an incident at a shop in the dungeon.
Oh,
Beasts versus Botanists. Noted East Wall botanical shop Bjornson and Bjornson's Botanicals was the site of a violent showdown between the local constabulary and a pack of loose dungeon creatures this Friday. Officials say the beasts, including such rarities as a bear-mit crab and a glass alligator, were released into the shop after a structural failure caused a hole to open into a section of the fortress below. The creatures were allegedly being kept by a Brachyura family for livestock purposes. No humanoid casualties were reported. An investigation is underway regarding the legality of the animals and their being kept on the premises.
my word.
A fucking what now?
I'm sorry, did that article say glass alligator?
It did. It did say glass. It did say that.
Can we talk about the bear-mit crab also?
Big meaty claws.
Oh God. God, why do you guys always think of the jokes before I do?
I'm a font of comedy, what can I say?
So, Jada's gonna buy the newspaper.
Alright, it costs like 1 copper. Kenji, if you really feel the need to mark that off of Jada's sheet, then do, but...
I won't. Respectfully, I won't.
I'll mark it off later because I don't think Kenji can do that. All right, Jada's returning to the Hullabaloo house.
Do the what?
Did I lose you all?
No, you're
No.
still here.
No, I was
We
just
just don't know
very
what the fuck you
confused by that
said.
sentence.
Sorry. She's returning to the Hullabaloo house. She's returning to Fenian's apartment.
Ah, alright. So, the rest of you, you have had a little bit of a weird experience in Connor's books. But your business there is concluded. Fenian has successfully copied the spell he paid for.
Yay!
And it's getting on toward mid-afternoon. Probably time to head home. And you meet up with Djeda at Fenian's apartment in the slums of Northwall.
Yay, mom's back from buying milk.
Oh, I got more than just milk, my dears.
That's strangely ominous.
Just imagining a fucking Santa's sack worth of groceries.
She just pulls out the package and she's just like, I stole
Hold
my
on.
ex-husband's mail.
Actually, she will drop the package on the table, and I want someone to ask what it is.
The thud makes Bel'na jump a little bit.
What's that?
Let's call it alimony.
Sorry, I don't know why that was so funny to me.
It's pretty funny.
Because it was fucking hilarious.
What's in it?
What's in the package?
I don't know, but I'm about to find out. You see, I had stopped by Westwall University to see if I could learn anything about Werner's time working there, and I found that he had commissioned an item from the illusionary department that he never picked up. So, I went to the trouble of acquiring it for him.
I think David just looks like he really wants to open the package himself.
Well, if you open it and it's something that we're not sure about, I could figure out what it is. Out of character, I have the identify spell as a ritual, so.
Excellent. Well, Djeda will open it. Djeda is going to open the package.
Alright. Djeda, you open the package. Inside, there is a little jewelry box looking thing. Sort of a velvet lined small hinged container.
Mm-hmm.
And inside that is a monocle.
A monocle. Oh. Does it look similar to anything I may have seen in the past?
It's very, very much, I've forgotten this Chungus's real name. I've given him a
Elric.
fake name and yes, it's very much Elric's style.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like his personal style hasn't changed much in the last couple years.
What's it do?
I don't know. Fenian, if you wouldn't mind.
Fenian's gonna inscribe a magical glyph / rune on the table, and he's going to place the monocle at the center of it, and he's going to spend 10 minutes ritual casting Identify.
All right. So that takes a moment. While you're doing that, Seraphet heads up to her living quarters to read over some books that she purchased. So that's why Seraphet's not going to be present for this.
Yes,
interlude.
yes. She's learning to read, and we're so proud of her.
Yeah.
She is.
It's her first day of kindergarten.
Aww.
Fenian.
She's going to eat all of the other kindergartners.
She's gonna eat.
She is bigger than all of them.
Why does not Seraphet, the largest of the kindergarteners, simply not eat the other ones?
Cody, go
Yes.
ahead.
Fucking Billy Madison with Seraphet.
Oh god, I hate that fucking movie. But I feel like it would be improved. It would be improved by the inclusion of Seraphet as played by Cloak. Anyway,
It's
Cody.
too damn cold for a penguin to be outside. Sorry.
Alright, Fenian. This, basically, it's sort of a decoder monocle. You think, like, it's basically programmed with a certain cipher in order
Ooh.
to, read messages written in that cipher.
That's
Yo.
cool. Does my identify give me information on the cipher itself?
You would need a sample of it.
That makes sense. Okay. So after the 10 minutes and however many seconds pass, Fenian will turn towards Djeda and say, it appears to be a monocle that will automatically decipher a certain cipher. Probably just made for ease of access, given that the person wearing the monocle most of the time would know what the cipher already is. But if we were to find something written in that cipher, we could decode it without having to spend the time actually breaking the cipher.
If that's so, Cody, I would like to pull out an item from my backstory.
Would you now?
I would. I'd like to pull out Elric's journal.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. Let's do it. Love drama.
Very nice. Alright. Djeda pulls out a slightly singed handwritten journal.
You know, when we saw each other at the auction, he asked me if I had found his monocle after the fire. I didn't. But I did find this. And if I had to wager a guess, I'm sure that this monocle must have an enchantment that allows him to read his own cipher.
That I should get one made to do that with my spell book. That would save me a lot of headache.
You know, Fenian, because I like you, once we learn, if we can learn the cipher from Werner's journal, you can have the monocle.
Fenian looks a little confused at first, like as you start talking, and then when you reach the end, he kind of gets a bit excited. And he says like, that means I get to go through my spellbook and actually replace all of the formulas in that given cipher. That's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I really have no use for it, but someone with a spellbook certainly would. But first, let's see if my theory is correct.
Alright. You look through the monocle at the journal, and I am sorry to say that what you see is gibberish.
Mm.
No.
It seems that when Werner slash Elric wrote the journal in your hands, he was using a different cipher. You get maybe every fifth, sixth character corresponds to whatever's programmed into the monocle. But he seems to have updated his security. But this is a lead.
I can't believe he
Wow.
cast locks on you.
Well, it was an
Sorry.
interesting theory. It was an interesting theory, but unless we can intercept some of his mail, I don't know that we're going to get anywhere with it.
Well, actually, did you say in character that you got the like every couple of letters or something like that?
Yeah, I probably would. I would also probably let Fenian take a look through it as well.
If you give me some time, I might be able to crack the cipher. Being able to tell what even just one letter out of a given cipher can make immense progress towards figuring out the rest. With your permission, I could give it a try.
Djeda raises a brow and says, "Give me some time to think on it. I do trust you, Fenian, and I know you are very intelligent and probably could break it, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to know what's inside yet."
That's understandable. I'm not going anywhere, so if you ever feel like having me do it, I'd be more than happy to.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Side note, I am adoring playing Big Brain Fenian here.
I love Fenian. I love all of these characters. And in the meantime, I will hold on to the monocle in case I happen to, through completely legal means, acquire some of my husband's mail.
Always Sunny theme plays, Djeda commits mail fraud.
Djeda commits federal crimes.
Wouldn't be the first time, lads. Wouldn't be the first time.
What if I just
So
dropped
that's
it on y'all that Jada's just like... Djeda and Elric just committed tax evasion. That's all that there is to this.
No, I will confirm that they definitely committed tax evasion.
You can have that one for free. Tax evasion? Done.
Yeah, you can have that one for free. It's what happened in the basement you guys don't know about yet.
So, with that done, what do y'all do? Do you, discuss what occurred in the bookshop?
I would, since Djeda wasn't there, she would like to know what occurred in the shop.
Well, Fenian wrote down a new spell into his book, and
Really?
we met a man who seemed to know too much about us and had these
Too much.
these pretty little cards.
Oh, like some form of divination.
Sure, I believe so.
I may have to pay a visit. I've always found the divining arts interesting, if often inaccurate.
I don't know if he actually worked in the bookshop. I think he might have just been there.
He owned a shop on the other side of the store that, out of character, I cannot remember the name of.
We got his fucking card.
We got his card. Yeah, I assume Fenian's the one with it, but he'll.
No, it's actually Bel'na.
Oh well, never mind then.
Down it, dear. Can I?
Down his Bullshart's business card.
Holy shit!
So, Bel'na gets to hand you Bullshart's business card.
His name is Wooltarge.
Djeda takes it, looks at it, squints, and then tucks it away. Thank you.
She's like, who the fuck is Bullshard?
When you examine the card, there is handwriting there that definitely wasn't there when this guy handed it to you, Bel'na.
Uh-huh.
The writing is very messy, but legible enough that you can tell it says, Judgment. Strike true and from the shadows.
She raises a brow and then tucks it away.
But yeah, when Bel'na does say Fenian inscribed a new spell, he will step away to test to do a final test on the spell, and he will cast Mirror Image just to make sure it's working completely and all that. And for anybody else who sees Fenian takes a sword out and scratches his symbols on the floor and walks into it, and then 3 other Fenians walk out of him and all occupy almost the same space.
Djeda applauds politely. Very good.
Are you winning, son?
Fenian observes the 3 of you and says, Djeda, strike me.
Are you sure?
With pleasure.
Djeda pulls out a gun.
Yes, it's better to make sure that the spell works in a controlled environment before taking it into the dungeon.
If you say so. Djeda will just take her staff and hit him.
Fucking proper wallop him.
Just beat him
Yeah.
on the head and shoulders.
No, she strides forward and uses inflict wounds at the highest level she can. I'm kidding.
Please tell me I succeed on that.
No. It's the staff. She's hitting him with the staff. So, oh no. And she stepped away to plug in their earbuds.
I'm still here.
Oh, there you are.
You crit. Oh my god.
Fenian dies
Okay.
instantly.
I have to roll a...
No, this is
was
funnier.
Yeah, I have to...
Wait, Djeda crit?
You crit.
Yeah.
Crit 22.
What the
You dealt 9 damage.
Thankfully, you did in fact hit one of the... mirror images. I like to imagine you walked up and like just with all of your force you struck at Fanny.
He was like, hit me for real, for real. Fucking annihilates a mirror image.
She did a fucking like a baseball wind up and swung at him like a fucking softball.
As the staff would have connected with Fenian's head, it just passes straight through.
Fucking Christ, she was aiming for the head, huh?
She crit. I assume she was aiming for the head.
I mean, I didn't want to hold back, you know. I had full faith in your spell's ability, so I didn't, you know, in case we run into something particularly nasty.
Fenian just kind of stares at the spot where the mirror image was and says, remind me not to get on the other side of that.
Duly noted.
Oh, excuse me. Well, that
The
was
beat is
fun.
reconsidering his life choices.
Yeah.
So, the evening goes on. I assume you all unpack any purchases you made, settle in to prepare for tomorrow when the first excursion will begin. What do your preparation rituals look like?
Well, Fenian is going through his spell book and making sure everything is correct and all there, practicing his spell casting, and going through his pack and making sure that he has everything he needs.
For Djeda, it looks like she pours herself a little bowl of water and anoints her staff and her spellcasting focus, which is her ring, with the water. She whispers prayers, and there's probably some bones involved, being a grave cleric and all, but it's interesting to watch, but to her, it's just part of her life.
I think I don't think David checks over his pack, but he does like make sure he's got his new bedroll prepared, which is basically just like, you know, those sleeping bags that are essentially like one giant cocoon.
Yeah.
He's got one of those.
The only thing visible is the face.
Yeah, he's got one of those, but on the like head end of it and on like the foot end, there are a couple of like thick metal discs attached with the chain. And obviously it's gigantic because David is 7 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just making sure that that's, you know, appropriately cozy. And then he takes out a journal and a quill, and it's a little difficult to tell if he's writing or doodling.
Fenian's gonna ask, what are you writing?
Oh, just stuff.
Stuff? Like, I know you don't cast spells in the same way I do, so I know it's not, you know, spellcasting stuff.
He like rubs the back of his neck and he's like, oh, it's poetry.
Do you mind if I read it? I do enjoy a good poem.
Funny, what's your passive perception?
16, because I have the feat that gives you boost to that. The alert feat. That's the name of it.
Hell yeah. Okay, then it would be imperceptible to anyone except for Fenian, who has busted perception. But David is actually blushing pretty hard. I'll just like hand his journal over.
Oh, good.
The poetry is in primordial. But there are doodles of birds and butterflies all around it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't actually read. This is primordial, correct?
I don't actually read.
I can't read anything. I am a wizard who cannot read. I don't know how I cast the spells that I cast.
What up? I'm Jared. I'm 19.
Audiobooks.
Yeah, right. Audiobooks.
Honestly, that sounds like a great character concept for like a sorcerer who thinks they're a wizard, but they actually just can't fucking read.
Yeah. So they think they're casting it out of their spell book, but it's really their sorcerer magic.
Some other wizard gets a hold of their spell book and they're just like, these ciphers are incredible. I can't decipher anything. It's just fucking scribbles.
Joke's on you, neither can I.
I think David just says like, that is very relieving. He'll take the book back and like
I can't
himself
believe
up in his sleeping bag.
I can't believe David is a high school girl.
Essentially, yes.
If you'd ever care to transcribe it into a language I can read, I'd be more than happy to read it. There's no need to be embarrassed. I think it's really cool. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I guess that'll do.
Please don't patronize me.
It's not okay. And he just kind of like awkwardly walks away.
Young love.
How do we get David and Bel'na to bond over poetry?
Honestly, he bought that poetry book because Bel'na mentioned reading poetry at night.
Oh fuck yeah!
Cool.
Speaking of, what is Bel'na doing?
Of Bel'na.
Yeah, what's
Indeed.
Bel'na doing?
She actually is probably reading her own book of poetry. She's just sort of like sitting, chilling, like a bone.
Djeda, who is reading the newspaper, just huffs and sets it down and says, Bel'na, what are you reading? It must be more interesting than this.
I mean, it's poetry. Well, it's poetry.
Really?
Yeah.
I studied verse in my clerical studies. It was a way to pass the time, I suppose, but clerical verse is a bit more dry than the kind of stuff that gets published nowadays.
It's
Austin
I
is
find
logged
it
into the chat.
I find it calming.
Ancient scrolls.
Ancient scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Calming. I suppose it. I was always in a very steady state of mind when I read. What kind of poetry do you like?
Well, these are poems from my legion. So they're I guess rather unique to hobgoblin culture.
Could you teach me a bit about it?
Sure. This one it's all in goblin, so it's a little bit hard to translate, but
It's all right. I speak Goblin.
oh. Um she'll read the uh poem in the original Goblin, which translates to I hunt in darkness, the stars my guide. The memory of you sings in my blood. I seize the gift, carry it to your bower, and lay at your feet the hearts of my enemies.
Did you write that yourself?
No, it's Klingon.
Fucking hell! Fuck! Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen,
That's
hobgoblins are just
great.
fantasy Klingons. What do you want from me?
Honestly, I love it.
Session
Djeda,
title. No, it's Klingon.
Joke's on you, it's Klingon.
I can't escape. Djeda will listen intently and say, that sounds to me like a love poem.
It is intended to be a love poem, yes.
It does remind me of some of the verse I read. In my studies, I had to read through this arduous tome known as the Book of the Dead. And there were many spells and incantations in the form of poems about the protection of one as they go through the afterlife. And it specifically reminds me of verses from traversing through what is known as the Duat, the primordial beginning of everything, where there are many terrible and scary things. But so long as you hold fast to something that you care about, you can persevere.
Like that.
Anyway, it's all spoken in much wordier and hard to understand verse than that. It was written in an incredibly ancient dialect that I had to study for years just to be able to glean some meaning from the words. And I much prefer your poems.
If you like, I could copy some of them down for you.
That would be very nice. In return, I will copy down as best as I can some of the verses from the Book of the Dead. You could also consider it a charm of protection.
I'd like that, thank you.
Wonderful.
Cody, I sent you a message.
Also, not gonna
Alright.
lie, now I'm only going to imagine the goblin language as just being Klingon.
I mean, I'm down
Yeah.
with it.
That's the only thing that'll ever live in my head too now.
The turbo nerd
actually-
who learned Klingon just pog champing right now.
I was just wondering what primordial looks / sounds like in your world, Cody.
Collaborate with me on that. What does it look / sound like? I feel, with...
Polish.
I was thinking Spanish, actually. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
I'm thinking... not necessarily, like, the particular, Terran dialect of Primordial, I think sounds very, like, robust, very, like you speak from the chest when you speak Terran.
Mhm.
Sort of like, older dialects of Japanese, maybe.
Interesting.
I must admit to not being a linguist, but that is my understanding of, how that kinda sounds.
Neat. I've just been listening to the Encanto soundtrack recently. So my was like, ah, yes, Spanish.
Bel'na.
Yeah?
Where did you acquire that poetry book? Not in like a, oh, you didn't have that on your character sheet way, just in a, build character with me here.
She stole it.
No, it was her mother's. It was her mother's, and her mom being the one who mainly taught her and all of her siblings and cousins how to things like read and write and do math and whatnot. She was also a fan of the arts, and that's where Bel'na sort of gets her love of poetry from, and that's why she finds it so calming.
Bel'na, I would like to add a little detail to that book of poetry.
Oh, whoa.
Written in some of the, what are they called? The,
Margins?
not margins, the, like, blank pages that tend to come between, like, immediately after the covers.
Yeah, like I know I know the pages you're talking about. I just
Yeah,
don't know
I
what they're
cannot
called.
think of the name of those.
It's something leaf, not loose leaf.
I will find it
but
out.
Book leaf.
Go ahead and move on, but I will find it out.
Written on one of the blank pages, just prior to the back cover.
Flyleaf, by the way. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, Flyleaf, thank you. Also a good band. There is a poem written in pretty distinctive handwriting that you know to be Kern's. I don't have a poem for you immediately because I am bad at improvising poetry.
I'm sure I can find a fucking Klingon poem that suits Kern.
If anyone wants to challenge me to a rap battle, that is how you defeat me and send me back to my home plane.
Note
Uh,
taken.
but the tone of the poetry is oddly, it's tender. It's by Hobgoblin standards it would be considered a little bit kind of mushy, kind of sentimental and twee a bit.
Hmm.
And it is a thing that confounds you, probably. This is not necessarily the face that Kern displayed in public. This poem.
Definitely not.
But perhaps your eyes linger on it a bit as you skim your poetry book. And, Fenian?
Awesome.
By this point in your life, and in this chapter of your life particularly, you've grown used to tuning out the constant chattering of zoogs.
Oh God.
They're just everywhere. They're a fucking nuisance. You don't like them. They
Mhm.
don't say anything of use. Except right now. You hear from the other side of a wall a small voice in deep speech saying, "Hey, hey, Fen. Shit for brains, Fen."
So Fenian, since he was tuning it out, it does take him a second to realize that they're actually saying something targeted towards him that isn't just straight insults. Well, it is and it isn't. And he'll turn and in deep speech. I don't even have any idea of how to begin to explain a nervous deep speech pattern, but he somehow does it. And he says,
Tentative screeching.
yeah, right. What?
Where the fuck's Gorin?
Oh. Oh no.
You're his pup, aren't you? Where'd he go?
Fenian starts tearing up a little bit. I don't know. It's gone. Probably to never come back.
Oh. We have his shinies?
No. Leave his shinies alone.
You're not using them.
They're all I have left. Don't touch them.
You haven't even been down there and looked at them.
I know.
Fenian.
Yeah.
This house doesn't have a basement floor as far as you know.
Oh, it doesn't?
Nope.
Oh shit. Oh,
He just got through that
okay.
conversation and was
Oh.
like, wait, what was that you said about a
He's
face?
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he says.
Down where?
He says, I know I haven't, and then he goes back to his book and he goes, "Wait a second."
Wait a gosh
Wait
darn
just a
minute.
goddamn minute here.
What in tarnation?
Wait. There's a down there.
Yeah. Huh? Haven't you found it? It's real easy to find.
I'm gonna fucking kick this zoog.
Right. I haven't been here in months. I know I haven't. Where is it?
What if I don't want to tell you?
Um, I'll give you something. Food. I don't know.
The zoogs immediately begin chanting, Food for the big zoog. Food for the big zoog.
They all gather in a circle around Fenian.
Yeah,
Arms outstretched.
actually, Cody, could you do me a big favor and describe what everybody else is seeing / hearing?
You're hearing sort of high-pitched chattering and squeaking. And, a lot of, like... I mean, I don't feel like comparing it to...
Again.
Yeah, it's like speaking in tongues coming from the walls. Specifically from the, area around the skirting boards.
Mom, Fenian speaking hentai again.
Oh no.
Fuck.
David like sits up in his sleeping bag from on the couch. He's like, what the fuck?
Okay, quiet. People are trying to sleep. I have to go somewhere tomorrow, and I might not be back for a couple days. When I do get back, I will bring you guys some food. Just please show me this basement. If it's got my parents' stuff, I want to see it.
All right. Zoog runs out from a hole in the skirting board and makes for the kitchen.
Fenian will follow. He'll tell anybody else in the room and say, I gotta check on something. I'll be right back.
Okay. Be safe.
Are you okay?
Honestly, no. And he'll just head off towards the kitchen.
All right.
David just like starts to fucking wrangle himself out of his sleeping bag. But like it's like the equivalent of getting like tangled in blankets and is like half of him falls off the couch.
Love it. The Zoog runs into one of the kitchen cabinets and says, "Up here, on the ceiling of the closet cabinet thingy."
With the most confused expression, Fenian will open it.
All right. You know how in most cabinets there's like a lip that comes down over it so that, you know, to catch the latch, so...
Yeah.
You feel around on the top of the cabinet, and there is indeed some strange, like, metal lever or handle. I assume you pull it, right?
Yeah, Fenian is pulling it.
All right.
Wrong lever, Kronk!
It's a little rusted from disuse. It takes a couple good yanks, but you pull it. And the ice chest slides aside to reveal a trapdoor.
Ooh.
Fenian stands and just stares at it for a couple seconds. And then he'll go over and open it.
There is a creak. There is a shout of "Finally!" from the Zoogs.
Oh, there's a map.
There's a map.
There's a map.
The Zoogs this entire time watching us not discover our basement has been like some Twitch plays Pokemon shit for them.
Yeah.
The fact that there's a map makes me want everybody else here because now I'm
Now you're
worried.
scared.
Yeah.
I
So
agree. You should do something about that, huh?
yeah. Well, first, Fenian will take a quick look around the entrance, just to get his bearings. Cody.
All right. There is a large, kind of roughly cut stone room underneath the trapdoor. It's pretty much bare, and in one corner of it, there is another door, very large solid wood with a padlock on it.
All right. Well, Fenian will call back to the others. He'll say, David, Bel'na, Djeda, Seraph. Oh no, Seraph's busy. Can you come check this out with me?
Coming.
David was ready to go to bed, so he's just in his shorts, fucking barefoot, grabs his staff.
Oh, yeah, I suppose Bel'na's probably not in her armor either.
Fenian's definitely wearing his casual clothes, though. To be fair, wizard's
yeah.
robes are not
You don't wear armor.
Yeah, they're not very much better armor than just standard cloth.
Yeah.
Actually, to be safe, he will cast mage armor on himself. I am regretting casting the spells that I cast earlier for roleplay purposes.
I wish I had higher dexterity than I do.
I have unarmored defense. Haha. Or natural armor.
That means I think out of all of us, I, the paladin, have the lowest AC without armor.
Lovely. Yeah, because I'm currently at 16 with the mage armor.
Without my chainmail, my armor class is 11.
Dang.
How long has this place had a basement for?
As far as I knew, never. I guess let me see if I can get through that padlock on that door. And he will attempt to see. I don't have a spell that can help with this, could I? No. No, I do not. Why did I not take knock? Why?
I can literally just fucking break the lock, but I don't know if that's something you want.
Yeah. Well, first, Fenian, you said it's a padlock, so it needs a key, right?
I meant to say combination lock.
Okay. Fenian will attempt to start putting in combinations that mean stuff to his parents. How many digits is it?
I mean, homie, it's your birthday. It's right off.
I was literally about to say Fenian was going to put in his birthday. I just wanted to make sure it was either 4 or 6 digits.
Yep.
All right. So, go ahead.
So yeah, you input your birthday into the combination lock, and it pops off the door post haste.
Oh, that's... I don't know whether to call that a happy thing or a sad thing that it was my birthday. And he will push open the door.
On the other
He
side
will
of the
enter.
door.
Yep.
This looks to be kind of a small, humble armory of sorts. There's like one rack on or in the corner that has space for weapons. It's mostly empty. There is a lonely set of nunchucks hanging off of a peg on it. And in the opposite corner is 3 leather packs.
So my current question is, did Fenian have an inkling of, like, out of character, I know why there are nunchucks there. I don't want to know if in character Fenian would know that that was his father's weapon.
You knew that your parents were... I mean, you didn't know it previous to their disappearance, but due to things being revealed to you under circumstances, you knew that they had taken up adventuring in the dungeon to pay for stuff. So you would know that like one of them probably used this weapon.
All right.
On the other wall is a katana.
Right. Fenian will walk over and he'll actually take the nunchucks just as like obviously he's not looking like he's going to use them. It's just a memento thing.
Kris, you came back to some shit, dude.
We're in the
Yeah.
basement now.
We're in the basement
We discovered
Also,
a
fun fact,
secret
there's a
basement in
basement.
the house.
in Fenian's house.
Yeah.
Yep.
The zoogs helped us.
Okay. We're gonna explore the basement, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
We're
already
currently
in the
down there.
we're in there. Yeah.
Or
Djeda
that.
coming back from Djeda coming
Yeah.
back from meditation. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Fenian called for everybody, and I think we just kind of hand waved. You would get here when you got here, and there would be an excuse for
Yes.
Djeda.
She was in the bathroom. She's like, "Where the fuck did everyone go?"
You
Giant
step
fucking
away
trapdoor
for
in the kitchen now.
you step away for 10 minutes to go take a shit, and the next thing you know,
So he'll take the nunchucks and just kind of hold on to them, and he'll come over here and explore these packs.
All right. The packs are filled with basic adventuring equipment, you know, essentially a Dungeoneer's pack in mechanical terms.
Hmm.
The rations have kind of gone off. You think you might be able to salvage like 1 day's worth of like jerky and dried fruit.
Mm.
And sitting atop the packs, one of them is a note.
Oh God, Cody, you're gonna make me cry. Oh no. Fenian will read the note.
All right. The note reads as follows. Fenian,
as Djeda teleports in,
What the hell is going on?
Fenian found a basement.
A
Fenian
basement
is
that he didn't
currently in
know.
the fetal position.
Yeah.
I see.
Found a basement.
Jada's like, damn, I can't leave these kids alone for a second.
The note reads as follows. Fenian, if you're reading this, your mother and I aren't here to explain what you're seeing. That possibility saddens me deeply, but we knew the risk we were undertaking, and we took it for you gladly. Your mother and I took out a loan from some bank, and we've been exploring the fortress in order to work off that loan for about a year. It's becoming clear to us that the interest rate, this part is in scare quotes, is going to keep us under for a long time, perhaps longer than we can actually realistically work. We've been skimming some of our findings in order to get ourselves out of this mess. Your grandmother came here from a place far to the east called Shinri. And we hope that...
Oh.
It's not Dran's original creation, I can use it.
This is actually just like a far off continent.
We're hoping that we can find our way there. We've made travel arrangements, and as I write this, we're getting very close to being able to pay for it. If something goes wrong, I want you to know that we love you, and that we're sorry we're not here. My advice to you is to take what you can and run. People who are after us, they're petty thugs and criminals, but they work for someone more important. If I knew who, I'd tell you, but all we can say for certain is they've got money and power. Make sure that your mother's research doesn't get into the wrong hands. Destroy it if you must, or sell it on. That's up to you to decide. All the love in the world, Mom and Dad.
Fenian breaks down sobbing on the floor.
Oh no.
Djeda will immediately rush forward and pull him into a hug and start saying, "Shh, it's okay. It's all right. Everything's fine. You're safe here."
I never thought that I'd ever see anything from them again.
Well, now that you have, this is a sign of hope, isn't it? Something hopeful to look forward to, right?
I suppose. And he takes a couple deep breaths to try and steady himself. There's the other room. I need to see what's in the other room.
All right. Go check.
And he'll wipe his eyes and his face, and he'll take a good 30 seconds before he actually moves, because he's just trying not to have another breakdown. And then he'll make his way over to the door and open it.
That's where the big zoog is.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Oh god. Gulak with the patron of the big zoog.
Zoogs do scatter as you open the door, and the room beyond is darkened, but a bit of light sheds in from the room you're currently in. And now...
I don't have the light spell.
I have the thought to also use the light spell. However,
We have torches.
I'm a paladin. We do
Djeda
tor-
will go upstairs and get a candle.
That works.
All right.
What do I see while she's doing that, through the light that's just naturally in the area?
Oh wait, am I the only person in the basement currently with dark vision?
No,
No,
I
I
also
have-
have dark vision.
I also have
Oh.
dark vision.
It's everyone but
Oh.
Fenian.
I think it shit on vision.
Creepy though. Humans.
To make things as easy as possible, I'm actually just going to turn Fog of War off, because a lot of what you're about to see is empty rooms, and the important one is clear in the opposite corner. So,
Lovely.
Understandable.
Have a good day.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
All right.
What the fuck?
there
Damn,
appears to have
Fenian's
been...
parents were busy in this basement.
Sorry, what were you saying, Cody?
There appears to have been a whole complex down here. It looks
There's
like
so much more real estate than we thought.
your parents seem to have been prepared for, in the room immediately beyond, there are a bunch of sandbags stacked up. It seems like your parents were ready to, hole up in here for a while if necessary.
Oh my goodness.
Your parents were doomsday preppers.
Is this Cody
It looks
saying,
like
here's
it.
your base, fill it out how you want?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
I love it. Okay, so Fenian will make his way through, and he'll end up in the bottom left corner, and I assume everybody is following him. But he's slowly examining every room that he passes through.
So Fenian can't see in the dark, but David can. So I think David will like offer his arm, so you don't fucking trip on anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fenian will take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jada's back with a candle by now if you want, but also I
Yeah.
like the arm linking.
Also,
Yeah.
the idea that we just like wandered through and left Djeda behind while she fetched a candle.
Where the
She's like-
fuck did my children go?
She's like,
Every time
"Oh
I
my
turn
God."
around.
These fucking
Every time-
kids. I swear to
Every
God.
time I turn around, they're off doing something else, and I have to go find them.
It's like when your kids get lost in the mall and you're just like, okay, stop moving. I can't find you if you keep moving around.
Jada's gonna buy those child leashes for each of us.
There's an entire security desk for just all of the city, just dedicated to Djeda finding the rest of us.
Yeah. But yeah, Cody, what do we see in this room?
Actually, Megan was texting me regarding bringing dinner to me, so I think now is actually an excellent time for a bio break. What
Hell
lies in the room beyond? We'll figure it out in
Ooh.
We cut
10-ish minutes.
It's just
No,
10 minutes. It's just 10 minutes of the Legend of Zelda opening a chest theme, but on loop,
Yeah.
and it just keeps
Oh,
getting
God.
more and more high.
Mhm.
Just keeps getting more and more base boosted.
No, I'm just imagining we walk in, Fenian looks around and says, "Oh my god," and then we cut to commercial.
So, welcome back from the break. I am now full of mashed potato and bacon. Just
Yum.
stuffed full of it.
Delicious.
So, Fenian. And, to a lesser extent, the others. But this is Fenian's
That's right,
moment.
you are all my lessers. Sorry.
It's us. That's the party name. Fenian and the others.
Honestly, though, edgy but somewhat cool party name is just the lessers.
Mhm.
Honestly, that is kind of cool.
That one
Anyway.
down, actually.
Yeah.
Write that down. Write that down.
We do have to come up with the party name.
Yeah.
I will put that forward as my suggestion, but I also would not. I would not object if people think that's too edgy.
I'm also here for Found Family Squad, otherwise known as For Fuck's Sake,
Mhm.
or also Gangxiety.
So, Fenian, this room is also largely empty, but in a way that seems purposeful. Like it's a space that's designed to be moved around in, so there needs to be large swaths of empty, navigable
Yeah.
area in it.
I'm assuming by those target dummies that this was that Fenian can tell pretty quickly this was a place where they would practice their fighting.
Yes.
I was really struggling to figure out what those were.
Clearly, you don't own an air fryer.
Go ahead, Cody.
That just knocked the thought out of my brain. I'm trying to connect those two dots. Help me here.
Sorry.
It was a deliberately open area. Oh, excuse me.
Anyways. Alright. In the two corners nearest the entrance to this room, there are workbenches. They are strewn with miscellaneous bits of bric-a-brac. Most of it looks to be for maintaining weaponry of some sort. You got your oil for honing edges, you got oilcloth for wrapping edged weapons. You've got
Oil and oil accessories.
a little bit. you know, you've got leather workers' tools for maintaining grips, that sort of thing. On the other bench is some kind of complex-looking, fiddly mechanical stuff. Laid out over top some blueprints.
Well, assuming that this is his mother's research, Fenian will run over and take a look at it.
Alright. Fenian, because we have not imported the engineering skill from A5E, because that would be, like, you'd have to custom it into your character sheet in the notes section somewhere, and it would be...
It's actually pretty easy to do that. If you'd like me to, I could help you out after the session to do that, but we can worry about that later.
Yeah, we can worry about that later. For now, roll Arcana.
I'm going to spend my inspiration. I don't have inspiration. Pock has inspiration. Fuck. Dang it!
Can I spend my inspiration for Ready to Learn so that I can help Fenian?
Before you do that, I would say, Fenian, do you show this to the others, or do the others follow Fenian?
He wouldn't bring it over to them, but he's also like, if they would walk over and examine on their own, he ain't gonna stop them.
If Fenian like ran over to it like, oh gosh, like excitedly, Djeda would probably follow.
Alright. Everyone else may also roll Arcana. Djeda and Bel'na, actually, will both have advantage for reasons that may or may not become clear after the roll.
Oh, I'm already
cool.
Nice.
I don't need to have advantage because I rolled a natural 20. I got the scarab.
Hell yeah.
Eee.
I need to
Fucking A.
refresh my D&D Beyond because Beyond 20 is being weird again.
It sure is.
Get rid
All
of
the time
the
forever.
get rid of the disadvantage because I'm not my warlock on 3 levels of exhaustion.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
19.
nice. David got a 14.
That
Alright.
advantage really saved me from not having a damn clue.
I think Fenian is... He recognizes this a little bit, but it's such a disconnect from what he knows about his mother that it's kind of hard for him to get it at first. The rest of you know a gun when you see it.
Oh man. Is that
Oh,
a
boy.
fucking gun?
I should be
Had a
clear.
Glock.
Blueprints and materials for a gun, not a complete gun.
Okay, when you asked me what they were like, did you already have this plan, or did you pick that after I said she was an artificer? I have to know.
I was hoping that you would go in that direction because I really wanted her to have a gun. But had you said, like, my parents were barbarians, I would have respected that.
Okay.
I'm just glad
this
it
one
turned out
sounds
this way.
perfectly- Yeah.
So a little bit about
Go ahead.
firearms in this world. They are mostly flintlock.
I love a good flintlock.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know anything about guns, which I didn't until I
me.
got hyperfixated, flintlock is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally, you pull the trigger and that causes a mechanism to strike a piece of flint against a piece of steel and create sparks, and that's what sets off the gun.
Has anyone here seen Puella Magi Madoka Magica?
I'm sad to say that I have, because that anime haunts me.
I've seen the main
Tomoe,
bit.
Tomoe Mami's guns are based on flintlocks mixed with muskets. Flintlock muskets.
Well,
by the way-
flintlock is a specific firing mechanism, while musket is a style of gun, so that's not contradictory at all. I'm sorry, I'm going to be like this a bit. You were saying,
I mean,
Zelda?
I mean,
I
you're
was going to say,
absolutely
everybody go
right.
watch that anime. It's a totally happy and family-friendly anime that will not depress you in the slightest bit.
Oh no.
Oh, honestly, all I can think of is that one line in Homestuck that's just like, and this is why we don't let babies dual wield flintlock pistols.
Your parents were gunsmiths?
Just like the basement, not to my knowledge. My mom, she was always good with her hands. She was, you know, good at making stuff. I never expected this. I'm gonna look on the table and see if there's any like half finished or anything like that guns or anything, or any kind of half finished material, but specifically looking for guns because that's what the blueprints were.
Here's what I'm
Short
going to
montage.
tell you.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is a loading bench, but you don't know what that is.
Nope.
Because this is an era before integrated cartridges, which, to be a little boring and technical, you know, old-timey guns, you had to pour in the powder and then put in the ball and then shove in the wadding and all that shit.
Yeah.
This is just a fun little place to sit so you can load your gun.
Integrated cartridges, which is the bullet, the propellant, the primer, all in one casing, you just shove it in the gun, close the breech and go, weren't invented until the early mid-1800s. Accounts differ. There's a whole dispute about the patent, apparently. But didn't see widespread usage until after the Civil War. So, you've never seen what we would think of as a cartridge in the modern day, but that is what is set up to be made here.
So there are blueprints for essentially an advanced version of a gun to be made, beyond what is available in other rudimentary forms of firearms in this current setting.
Your mom was out here revolutionizing murder.
Right?
Yeah. Your
And somehow
mother
it fits perfectly.
Your
Which
mother
honestly,
was
good on her.
your mother was quite the tinkerer. I don't know much about tinkering or anything anything like this, but it looks very complicated and beyond my depth.
Yeah, with your nat 20, Djeda, like, your husband was an artificer, so you know, like, you know this is advanced shit, but I think it's Bel'na who grasps the full implications of this as a trained soldier. A few banners in your legion, like 1 or 2, specialized in firearms.
Yeah. These are a little bit different from Hobgoblin design, but these are quite advanced.
You know, I'm sure with the knowledge between all of us, there's a possibility we could get these working.
I mean, maybe.
Conceivable, but let me drop something on you. Bel'na, so firearms as they exist to the wider world are kind of a curiosity in this setting, because, like, flintlock guns, they're pretty unreliable, they're pretty inaccurate, and they're pretty slow. They cause a very big boom and have a lot of stopping power, so they're not without their place on the battlefield. But mostly, like, if you know a couple of combat cantrips, you're going to outgun anyone with an actual rifle.
Yeah.
These cartridges?
I can imagine that, like, amongst the Hobgoblin Legion, guns are also kind of a curiosity because, like, the artificing clans probably would want to focus more on like big siege weapons that could outstrip combat cantrips.
Right.
They're out here
Your
in the
cannons, your trebuchets, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Exactly. But these make you kind of understand tactically that if these load and fire at the speed of just put the bullet in the breech, close the breech, fire, these could, if these were produced en masse, that would be a hell of a game changer, militarily speaking. You would actually have guns with the rate of fire and reliability to compete with magic in a portable way.
The horrifying prospect of guns that shoot where you point them.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, Bel'na's just sort of mumbling about war tactics.
At the same time, Djeda would be looking over the like the gunpowder and shit like that, because that's the kind of stuff she'd be more familiar with her husband's work. Djeda has like chemical know-how. Bel'na probably has a little bit more how to use it know-how.
I mean, not fully. I mean, like, her banner specialized in pole arms. It was other banners within the Legion that, like, a few of them were more of the artificer types. Her dad was rather old-fashioned and was just like, we don't need no stinking guns. Takes no skill to pull a trigger. Now, sharp bits on sticks, that's where the shit's at. Me, I'm tight as fuck.
David's family is full of powerful sorcerers and wizards, so he's just kind of here for moral support. He knows what a gun is, but he's like, nah, they'll never be
He's
strong enough to outstrip a meteor swarm.
yeah. Fun fact: part of the reason why it took quite a while for guns to really catch on as a widespread weapon, used weapon in feudal Japan, was because they thought it was like cheating. They were just
fair.
like, they were just like, this shit's easy mode. It takes no skill. We'll stick to swords.
Can I make some kind of? Sorry, go ahead.
Then the samurai class were like, actually, secretly, we're very okay with cheating. We're the feudal equivalent of modern cops, and we will straight up beat down a guy for protection money. So that happened.
Exactly.
What were you saying,
Does
Zelda?
Bel'na? I wonder if Bel'na brings up the mass-produced fact, the fact that this could be a real problem if they were mass-produced in this way.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fenian will then say, my father's, my parents' note, they said to hide or destroy or do something with the blueprints to get them away, and that's probably why. Whoever could mass produce these first and fastest would have an undeniable edge in any kind of conflict that they want. Obviously other sides would eventually pick up the technology, but
It would definitely make war a lot more bloody.
Right. I think I'm in favor of not letting this slip into the wrong hands. But Fenian, it is your mother's legacy.
you want the gun so bad.
No.
You want a gun
I-
so bad it makes you look stupid.
I want a gun so bad it makes me look stupid, but Djeda will say, it's your mother's legacy. Ultimately, the decision is yours.
Djeda, in regards to the alchemical stuff you were examining,
Yes.
you see a little rack of vials on this bench that the vials are wrapped in cloth, very thick quilted cloth actually, and there is a note pinned to them in neat handwriting that says, Gorin, do not touch. And another note pinned to that note that says, make me, winky face.
Wow. Jada's not going to comment on that, but she she will want to know what's inside those files.
David wants to know if there are any zoogs around.
There are a couple, like, chilling under the benches and skittering around the edges of the room.
Okay. Because the zoogs speak deep speech, right? Okay. I'm thinking. I was thinking about it for a while. You know, during the little interquel when David and Bel'na were playing a drinking game. The zoogs seem to want to do what Raikou wants them to do. Which is a little scary to me, I feel. If they're watching
Just
us
a bit.
discuss Fenian's mom's fucking gun.
The zoogs snitch on us for weapons of mass destruction.
They absolutely would. If they had some way to benefit from it, they 100%
For one
would.
corn chip.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact. I did some I've just been like Googling shit on the side, and apparently a lot of like ancient, like old, like Japanese style guns were matchlocks. Matchlocks were replaced by flintlocks because flintlocks were faster and more effective than matchlocks.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Fenian will straighten up and kind of look Djeda in the eye and say, if we were to create one of these weapons, I need your word that it would not be used for nefarious purposes. Protecting ourselves is one thing. Using it to harm people who don't deserve it is another.
Of course. I mean, I wouldn't think of using it any other way.
My mother's legacy, I want it to live on, but I will not have it tainted by unnecessary bloodshed.
That's very noble of you. You have my word that I won't do anything to disgrace her.
Then we could possibly attempt to finish what my mother started. After that, I'm keeping the blueprints in a safe location.
Of course.
Actually, I might destroy them now that I think about it.
You always
But
you always could cipher them.
he kind of smirks a bit at that and says, "That I could. That's a good idea." But yeah, Fenian's going to take some time, and he's not the one qualified to put anything together or anything like that, but he's going to do his best to try and understand how the blueprints work and all that, and basically in his mind how the end product would come together.
Bel'na will offer you guidance.
Hell yeah.
Not
Guidance
because
a
she knows
spell
how.
or guidance, actual guidance?
I was about to make that joke. Not guidance in that she knows what the fuck's going on. Guidance the spell.
Okay.
Because I have the paladin fighting style that gives me a couple of cantrips.
I love that one. That one is so nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love cantrips too much to give them up.
Yeah, especially cleric ones. Cleric ones are so good.
Cleric ones are very good. If there's anything that's like obviously broken or torn, Djeda can use mending on it. And I would like to make a I would like to suppose something to the DM. Those alchemical vials, would a medicine check be able to find out what they are? Would you think?
I think actually because you didn't get a lot for that crit that the rest of the party didn't get, so I think I'm gonna let that ride and say you don't necessarily know about impact-sensitive fulminates because those are a new invention that Fenian's mother figured out herself. You can look at the quilting around these vials and the do not touch note and think, I'd better handle these with extreme caution. They might blow up if I look at them wrong.
They come in their own cozies.
Yeah. I feel like because there are some very sensitive elements and such out there, that also lends her to think, you know, I should be careful with this because there's some stuff on the periodic table that if you like drop it wrong, it'll blow up.
Oh yeah.
There's some stuff on the periodic table that if it just fucking exists for too long, it just blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You put it in water, it'll blow up. You put it in the air, it'll blow up.
Fucking sodium. Sodium is one of the most volatile freaking things out there, and yet we use it in part. Obviously, it's got the chloride, which changes everything, but we use it as table salt.
Like whale carcasses.
What'd you just say?
that was something to bring up, but yes, you are correct.
Whale carcasses, because their skin and their blubber is so thick that as they decompose, gases from their decomposing organs build up inside them until they just one wrong move and they just explode.
Yeah.
Sending gore and chunks of whale just flying everywhere.
I like that information, actually. I do like
another
knowing
one of your
this.
Hobgoblin poems?
Bel'na says all of this in Goblin.
I love the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. There was one story about this, like, they were like transporting a like sperm whale carcass, and it happened to explode on transit, and the debris was so big that it like destroyed nearby cars.
Imagine explaining that to your insurance.
Right?
The entire street looked like a ketchup tornado.
Jeez.
All right. Ketchup Tornado is going to be the name of this episode on YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
In regards to putting these materials together and getting yourself a functioning Colt Python,
Fenian gets a Colt revolver.
another fun fact I learned while hyperfixating on this subject during research is, you know pepper boxes? Of course you do. You're all nerds who watched Critical Role, or at least Legend of Vox Machina.
I do know what a pepper box is.
Yes.
I confess, I admit it.
Pepper box machina.
Did you know they're, like, we think of those as kind of like weird primitive precursors to revolvers. They actually were invented around the same time, and were kind of a competing standard.
I feel like I saw a thread on Reddit or something about that.
I posted about it in my Circle of Friends server the other night.
That's where it was. Okay, yeah.
Myself.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you put it, or I forgot that you put it there, but the memory was like in my mind.
But yeah, you're able to follow the blueprints, and you have most, but not all, critically not all, of revolvers circa like 1870.
Nice.
In this world where the tech level is mostly Europe circa 1600.
Eurovision.
Or maybe more like 1700. I've established the printing press.
The printing press was invented in like the 1400s, y'all.
I'm not a historian. I'm a fucking nerd.
What happens if you give What happens if you give enough zoogs printing presses, huh?
Eventually, one of them will come up with a complete works of Shakespeare, except it'll all be riddled with curses and insults.
So the complete works of
Zoogs,
Shakespeare.
Zoogs, Zoogs, in my opinion, I think have the ability to use a printing press. They don't have the motivation to do so.
Yeah. That's a
They
good way
can
to just
cause-
describe Zoogs in general. They have the ability to do a lot of stuff.
It's just easier to do mischief the way they're already doing it than to have to learn how to use a printing press to do it.
Exactly.
So you mentioned we don't have all of the materials together. Like we have most of it put together. What are we missing?
Basically some of the like fine, very fiddly mechanical bits that go into those potatoes.
Yes, we're missing the potatoes.
Oh yeah,
You're
okay.
missing the
The revolver.
potatoes for the potato gun, and you're
Yeah.
also missing some of the little greebly bits that go into the receiver and make the gun work.
Yeah. The firing mechanism, the stuff that you can't just easily put together based off of a diagram.
Right.
Yeah. I do want to say it's just straight up not there. It's not that you can't put it together. Just those
Okay.
pieces are missing.
So we would have to get those made or make them ourselves. And I don't think any of us are very good at Tinker's tools, are we?
I'm not proficient in shit.
I can gain proficiency with them.
I would love to gain proficiency with them as well, but that's going to be like it's going to take time to do that.
I can gain proficiency with them right now, thanks to my destiny.
Oh right, you
Interesting.
could spend an inspiration to get proficiency in it for an hour, right?
Yep, a tool, skill, weapon, or armor.
That is so cool, actually.
That is cool.
Only for an hour, though.
Yeah, so we'd have to first off get you a set of Tinker's tools. Well, I guess would the tools in front of us count as Tinker's tools, Cody?
They would, but you are lacking the raw materials to fashion into the gun parts.
We need metal.
Yeah.
Need metal.
Stands in front of the
I keep
Minecraft
trying-
furnace.
I keep trying to come up with solutions, and I get the strange feeling that Cody doesn't want us to have a gun right now.
Not yet, at
Soon.
least.
Soon.
Soon, yep.
Soon, my pet, soon.
Well, that seems to be the furthest we can take it right now. Maybe after our exploration in the fortress, we will either find something we could use to manufacture the pieces we're missing, or we could use any funds we gain from that to purchase them ourselves. He will hand the gun to Djeda. This close, keep it safe. If it falls into the wrong people, it would not be hard to reverse engineer.
Of course. You can count on me. Thank you for trusting me.
And then Fenian will take the blueprints and he will take out. I guess are there like any spare blueprint sheets? Why the fuck was I gonna say sheets?
Cases?
Cases, yeah, of like just an empty set of blueprints he could use to scribe it over, but in like a cipher type deal.
Yeah, that material is available.
Okay, he's gonna get to work on putting the blueprints over into a cipher. This it's gonna be of his own making because we haven't figured out the actual cipher for the monocle yet. Can I make like an intelligence check to see how strong the cipher is?
Yeah.
Okay. Please don't bomb this roll. Please don't bomb this roll. Oh yeah, we like that. We like to see that.
Nice.
Love
nice,
it.
nice.
Yummy.
Yeah, you're confident this cipher would be, if not unbreakable, then at least like a hell of a job to break without the key.
Perfect.
which you have in
love
your
that.
noggin.
So I'm going to add that to my inventory, and then once Fenian is completely sure he has completely copied it over, he's going to bring the original blueprints over to the center of the room and light them with a firebolt.
All right. They go up and are quickly out. There is ash on the floor, and your mission to encode the blueprints is successful.
Perfect.
As an aside, Kenji and I were talking the other day, and Kris, are you on the same page here? We decided that a playlist for Djeda would probably include a lot of the very particular subgenre of country music about women killing their abusive husbands.
Yes, absolutely.
I also think a song that would be on Jada's playlist would be "Tongues and Teeth" by the Crane Wives. Crane
Also,
Wives in general.
Also, before he cheats.
Yeah, 100%
See,
before he cheats.
I'm thinking Gunpowder and Lead by Miranda Lambert.
that is the exact song I was thinking of.
Before he
Because,
cheats, but instead of about cheating, it's before he commits war crimes.
yeah.
Before he
Again?
violates the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, that is. Oh yeah, definitely. Her playlist definitely contains all those awesome songs.
I feel like all of our characters would be theater kids.
It's bold of you to assume that Bel'na could get on a stage without crying.
That's the best kind of theater kid.
Use that energy.
She would be like backstage crew at best.
Good.
She'd be manning the lights.
She's the one who opens and closes the curtain because that actually takes a lot of strength.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah, that stuff's no freaking joke, yeah.
Cody, you did me a scare when you said Kenji and I were talking the other day, because it could either be great or terrible. And we talk a lot. I would not have been able to remember.
All right. So, you have a cool base.
We have a cool base.
We have a cool base.
We sure do.
And it fits in perfectly lore-wise. This is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I just hope that I can learn how to play the bass before next session.
Berber dang intensifies.
What's the joke? Play one note on repeat and you're playing the bass. Just
Yeah.
in the rhythm.
Not if you're Les Claypool, son.
Alternatively, I could learn how to play the cello and I could be the Yo-Yo Ma of Bella's Fortress.
Hell yeah. Shall we go back upstairs then?
Right.
You guys go ahead. I'm gonna take some time and just take all this in.
Don't take too long. We have a big day ahead of us tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be quick.
I'll get some tea started for you.
I would very much appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You all proceed upstairs as Fenian settles his nerves.
He's gonna take the note from his parents, and he's going to actually going to stop. Jada's the one with mending, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, Cody, would Fenian know how mending works? Because it is on the wizard's spell list, but he doesn't know the spell.
I would say probably it's a very commonly taught cantrip. It's very useful in like all sorts of everyday utility situations, so you've probably seen it done.
Okay. So Fenian will say, you can use mending to attach two things that weren't originally together with some creativity, right? Out of character, that is indeed how it works, and it's really cool, actually.
Yes, I can.
Fenian's going to take an empty page of his spell book and tear it out, and then take the edge of his parents' note and tear the edge of it to create the break, and ask Djeda to mend those together.
Oh,
Clever.
We love to see it. We love to see it.
Clever application. So she will take her finger and run it along the edge of the paper, and as she traces it, the seams of the paper knit together as if they were always joined.
Thank you.
Of course, dear. If you need anything else, just let me know.
And he just nods.
All right.
And then he's going to spend just a little bit of time tidying up the general area. It's obviously been abandoned for longer than he abandoned the actual house, and just taking in the enormity of what he has just discovered.
All right. I think the last thing that happens with Fenian here is one of the zoogs is gonna run up and tug on your pant leg a bit.
Yeah.
Goran was alright for one of you big clumsy two-legged motherfuckers, you know that?
Fenian smiles and he says, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
also would have been really funny if in this very emotional moment the Zoog just ran up and said, "Hey, go fuck yourself." Fuck you.
Fenian,
I mean,
Fenian
that's
will ask real quick.
definitely... Oh, sorry?
I was going to say, Fenian is going to ask, I guess do you Zoogs have individual names?
Yep.
And what's yours? And here's the incoming.
What do you want to know for? He runs away.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Yep. Yep. I can't say I didn't try to repair that bridge.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
All right. So the rest of you proceed upstairs. Sort of, I don't know, subdued, probably. Full of things to kind of mull over and think about. And before we end the session for today, one last thing happens.
Mm.
Oh boy.
David.
Uh-huh.
You hear a voice. And it is a calm, it's a friendly voice. And it says the worst thing it could say to you.
Oh, jeez.
A voice of a character the others haven't been introduced to yet. Leif Tehraletti. It says, "Are you sure whatever you're doing is worth it?"
David, damn.
Fucking rude, disembodied voice from the beyond.
I think whoever is standing right next to David right now just watches his entire body just go into fight or flight mode, specifically freeze.
Bel'na is probably the one standing next to him, so she just like picks up on the vibe and also goes into fight or flight. Like, what's happening? What's going on?
And David just says, "I'll be right back."
Can I roll an insight?
Sure.
Not advantage.
I would also like to roll an insight, Cody.
Fire away.
Yeah, I got an 11.
Bulletproof.
Let's
Nothing
go.
to lose. Sorry. Nice roll.
Very nice.
Tell me more about this mysterious speaker. Is it who I think it is?
Yeah, it's Leif. I said so. I might have
So it
gotten
is
cut off,
actually
sorry.
Leif.
It
No,
is
you
actually
did. I just wanted to make
Leif.
sure it was actually Leif.
You hear the concern in the tone and the genuineness, and you're positive it's actually Leif.
It's your boy.
David like steps into the steps outside like into the backyard and just like sits on the ground. Says gives the fucking the world's most haunted 1,000-yard stare.
I just have a gift for what Bel'na's doing right now. I just need to go find it.
And Bel'na, David has a look on his face, like the same kind of look you would have if you told somebody you were gonna do something, and then you forgot to, and now it's too late.
And distantly, David, as though from very far away, you hear birdsong. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ooh,
That wasn't
spooky.
a heavy session in the slightest.
Not at all.
We have
I
so much more
promise.
real estate than we thought we did.
Yeah.
I promise next week is going to be swashbuckling adventure. There's like, there's a
Are you kidding me?
kobold
I
involved.
love this.
I love being adventurers without the adventuring. I don't say that as a dick. I'm genuinely having a lot of fun, Cody.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Amazing. Yeah.
I'm glad.
I'm
I'm
so
having
glad
fun
that
too.
I'm so glad that I was about to that I was able to play after 2 weeks of not being able to play.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Great to have you here.
back.
Yeah.
All right. It's been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching this, thank you so much for viewing. Hopefully the editing is going to make this a better experience overall. I noticed that by not streaming, I haven't disconnected once tonight, obviously, and that fucking galls me, but
It's only
That's
now that
how
you've
it do.
decided to not stream live.
Yeah.
That was the trick. That was the secret.
Truly.
I mean, it genuinely
Also-
is taxing on the connection, so that probably is actually it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That's
Streaming
right.
streaming is very rough. I had some actually pretty decent internet and I couldn't stream and play League of Legends at the same time without lagging to like 200 ping.
Oh no. I've been Yorskied.
You just got your skied. Austin, your skied.